All right, House of Payne fans, sad to say, but season 11, episode 17 was another stinker. The only reason I give this episode even a 1 out of 10, yes, it is another 1 out of 10, was just because they decided to kind of mix and match the characters. I mean, I never would have expected an episode where we would see Laura hanging out with Lisa and Malik, and that was really the most intriguing part of the episode. So that's it. But the synopsis: when CJ brings home a new drone for the fire department, it is stolen in what he believes was a burglary. To ward off any further intrusions, he then installs a high-tech home security system with audio-visual capabilities. This was called Insecurity System. That was the name of the episode. Let me talk about the B-plot real quick. It just simply involves Ella getting Miranda's help fixing the feng shui of her and Curtis's house by rearranging the living room several times. Curtis doesn't want to help, but he's like, hey, happy wife, happy life. But CJ and Calvin get roped into moving all the furniture around. That's really it. And by the end of the episode, they realized it wasn't a good idea, so they moved it all back like nothing ever changed. But there was only technically 3 parts of this B plot that actually is worth talking about. Number 1, Calvin somehow getting back to the whole not wanting to have Miranda around, because it's weird. Didn't I say this a few episodes ago? I'm like, well, here we are with these two working together again, acting all nice. I think it was the episode where it was the house across the street and there were possibly people inside, and that was the one when Miranda was showing the house but then got scared when a group of people just ran out of there. So, her and Calvin had a moment, where it talked about, hey, I know you want to talk about money for our son, but, I'm just working hard. And, Calvin was like, it's too dangerous to be showing houses by yourself. But Miranda's like, well, I have to do this in order to make a living because it's so hard being a single parent. And I thought they were cool. But now it's like, Mom, why do you have her around? Look, Calvin, I know it's hard for you to have her around, but now we have Ella regressing back to her season 9 self, where it definitely felt like her feelings for her own son are being overshadowed by her, basically her caring about Miranda's needs. What did she say? It's like, Miranda is still getting adjusted to, post-divorce life, and I'm trying to help her find her way because I feel like I owe it to her being the mother of my grandchild. It just feels a bit much. Basically, this whole mini animosity feels a bit forced. I don't really see the need of it being inserted into the episode. It literally served no purpose. I mean, it wasn't like Calvin said anything, I guess you could say rude to her. I don't really see why this line was needed. It wasn't. So in any case, that leads to the other point of subplot B, where Calvin mentions recent break-ins in the neighborhood. And of course, that leads to CJ's house, where CJ has a new drone. He basically explains it a bit clunkily to Lisa and Malik, the purpose of it for the firehouse, in order to check buildings, rooftops and whatnot, to make sure no people are up there. Basically, that way the firefighters don't have to they don't have to go all the way through an entire building on fire to see if there are people in there, when they can use this drone first, not just to do things quickly, but also to not needlessly put their lives at risk if there's nobody up there. Imagine like going up to the top of a 15-story building to look for people, and then there's nobody there to begin with. So that's one firefighter or more who are at risk when they shouldn't be. But from there, he just basically explains, don't touch it, even though Malik really wants to. CJ leaves to go help out with moving the furniture. Malik actually takes the, drone and flies it. And then Lisa does the same. And she's pretty good at it. And she's looking at the neighbors next door. Apparently, somebody not wearing clothes or whatever. But basically then Laura decides to take it. And, while Lisa and Malik are talking, Malik goes out there in order to, it's okay, had enough fun, let's put it away. But then Laura decides to take it upon herself to keep on flying to see if there's any weed or something on the top of the roof. I don't really know what that storyline was about, but Then Malik is like, no, it's going to go out of range. And then it crashes. It literally goes through the back window of the kitchen and the drone is broken. And then, it's all Laura's fault. But from there, they basically go to like a repair shop downtown in order to see if the drone can be fixed. And CJ and Calvin come back from moving furniture, and it looks like a break-in. Back doors open, windows broken, and that leads to CJ installing a, pretty high-tech security system. And apparently Curtis is too cheap to get it because, he says, I got these guns right here and my pistol. But, yeah, so CJ believes it's a legit break-in. Lisa tries to explain, but Malik stops her saying, oh, yeah, you're right. You know what? This security system is legit. So later on in the episode, when they go back to Curtis and Ella's explaining the security system and whatnot, CJ pulls up his phone and the camera capabilities show that Malik and Lisa are talking and admitting to lying or covering up what really happened to the drone. So then CJ has like this detective style scene where everything is dark and just one light in the kitchen. He's talking with Malik and then Lisa and then Laura about what happened to the drone or where were they during the break-in. What was it? Malik said the cleaners, Lisa said watching TV, and I think Laura said Bible study. But then he basically chews them out for the fact that they lied or, didn't tell him the truth. And he's disappointed in them, making good points like the fact that, you live in my house and rent free. You eat up all the food. Your baby's crying and keeps me up at night when I got to go work in the morning. And I thought, the least you could do is tell the truth instead of lying and, of course, disobeying the rules I put in place. So, Laura tries to speak up, I'm guessing, to fess up for it being her fault that the drone was actually broken. But CJ doesn't want to hear it. But then we fast cut to the end of the episode and, the drone was fixed. And, they paid for the repairs and they basically called the insurance company, explained everything so the security system could be removed and it wouldn't cost CJ anything. And, CJ appreciates it and he's like, you want to have some fun? What do you mean? I thought, the fire department was using it. Well, yeah, for today you'll be volunteer firefighters. So everything pretty much comes to a close pretty well. Oh, yeah, and then there was the bit at the beginning of the episode where Lisa is hula hooping. Malik gives it a try. CJ is like, anything you want to tell me, son? And then that's pretty much it. I guess the reason that Laura was over there was because her and Lisa are working out, trying to get that, hot summer body, whatever. But yeah, that was pretty much it. So 1 out of 10. This episode really didn't do it for me. It's just the lack of the one thing assisted living really has over House of Payne is consistency. With assisted living, it's pretty solid. I mean, the character utilization, not that many 4 storylines. Like I said, the only real thing about assisted living that is getting a bit tiring is the whole, okay, Jeremy and his family or this resident is no longer going to be at the facility, but then by the end of the episode, they have to stay. And then it's like, you know what? My family's right here. And it's like, look, how many times can you do that before it becomes repetitive? Also, maybe I should give it a higher than a score of a 1 because I did like the bit where Ella talked about how changing things and, things just looking the same over and over again. And I was joking to myself like, yeah, maybe things would be a bit different if you all had more set pieces instead of Curtis and Ella's living room / kitchen and backyard, CJ's place, and occasionally Calvin's loft. Maybe it would be a bit different if you had the help center. I mean, with the help center being repaired, you would think that would be a new set piece where we would see Ella working over there or something like that. That would be pretty cool. But no, we don't. So I don't know. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Was I too harsh on the episode? A lot of people were saying the same thing. This episode was a bore. It feels like forced humor that's not working out. And you really can't recapture the magic without all the characters, which is a debatable subject, but maybe I'll talk about that after this season comes to a close. But as always, like and subscribe, follow me on social media, links are in the description below, and I'll catch you in the next one.